everybody, welcome to Hidden Farm Life Kitchen. As some of you know, if you've been following our channel, we are in the midst of a remodel, so I am here at the kitchen table on the half nice wall that we have, and I wanted to take this time to show you the recipe that I came up with one day when our family was out working in the pastures and everybody was hungry and it was kind of a cooler day, and I went through my pantry and I mean we always have meat, and I thought, what am I going to come up with? And I came up with something. The acronym is SOAP, S-O.A.P, but it's the kind that you can eat and not bathe with. So I thought today let's just make that and go over that and how to do it. So this is what you'll need to start. I have a 5.5 quart Dutch oven. This is an enamel coated oven. You don't need to have that. You can use a 5 quart or up to a 7 quart. You can adjust this recipe to be what you need it to be, so you can make it bigger or make it smaller, whatever your needs are. So I have my Dutch oven. I have our smoked sausage this is from our hogs that we raise. This is approximately a pound. Like, again, you could use more or less depending on your needs, what your family eats. I have organic potatoes. These are just, I believe these are Yukon Gold, perhaps, or no, these are russet. I try to use organic whenever possible. Sometimes, you know, with the supply and demand that our current economy is in, it's kind of hard to find, but these are great. I'm just going to wash them. When they're organic, I don't necessarily feel the need to peel them, but yeah, I might, we'll see. And then you need 2 or 3 apples. Again, it depends. My family likes a little bit of a sweeter taste in the dish, so I'll be using 3 apples. I have 2 organic onions that I've started to peel, and then we'll need just a colander to wash things off before we go ahead and start. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wash the potatoes, I'm going to wash the apples, and I'm going to chop up the smoked sausage. I will shift over and I'll show you how I'm going to do that, so stay tuned. So as you can see, I have cut the length in half and then in half again. I like to cut them into half circles. This just disperses the meat. It's the ratio meat to potato. It goes a little bit better. Next up are the onions. I'm going to do the same thing with the onions. I'm just going to chop them up. You can make them as big or as small pieces as you'd like. I usually tend to do them a little bit on the smaller side, just so that they disperse evenly throughout the dish like the sausage. So I'm going to go ahead and chop up the 2 onions. So once the onions are all chopped up, and as you can see, they're going to break into smaller pieces. I have the pot on medium-low. I'm going to go ahead and add these onions to the pot. Take you around here and show you. So now the sausage and the onions are in here, and you can see there's a little bit of caramelization happening. Just going to give that a little bit of a stir, and return the lid to the pan and let that steam for probably an additional 5 minutes. While the pot is simmering with the sausage and onions, and I can hear it sizzling, I'm not sure if you can, let's work on washing up these potatoes and getting them diced. Next, I'm going to dice up these potatoes. I've already washed them. And these, I'm just going to I cut it into thirds, depending on how big it is. And then I'm going to cut it down the middle and then make 4 slices on each side. So I'm guessing about a 1-inch cube dice on those. Now that all the potatoes are diced, I'm going to go ahead and add those to the pot as well. Okay, potatoes have been added, and I am just going to give this a nice big stir, making sure everything gets turned over. And you can see a little bit of crispiness over here. I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up. It's getting a little crispy. You do not want anything to burn. Just a little crispiness. And if your sausage, you know your sausage, whatever you normally buy, if it tends to be a little bit on the leaner side, go ahead and put a little bit of fat into the bottom of this Dutch oven, whether it be olive oil, avocado oil, vegetable oil, butter, coconut oil, whatever it is that you normally use, if you need to. Sometimes I need to, sometimes I don't. It just depends. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lid back on this again and let it steam for probably 5 to 7 minutes so the potatoes can soften. We do not want them to be mushy, just soft. And I'm going to put the lid back on, and be careful taking off and putting your lid on your Dutch oven. This is super hot, so I have a little towel there, and I am putting this on medium low. While the potatoes are steaming and getting cozy with the sausage and onions, I'm going to work on rinsing these, I think they're Gala apples, and getting those chopped up now. So let's continue with the apples. I'm going to core them, just slice the core right out. I'm sure you can hear the sausage and potatoes cooking. So once I have 4 quarters like this and the cores are out, I just cut each quarter into about thirds, depending on how big your apple is. This one I can cut into 4ths. And then these slices, I'm just going to dice. The apple I like to be a little bit smaller of a piece than the potatoes. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up this apple and the other 2, and then I'm going to, at the very last minute, get those added to the pot. Okay, apples have been added to the pot, and I'm just going to give this another good stir and make sure everything is well incorporated. And at any point in time now, you can add some seasoning. So I usually leave it just like this and use a little bit of salt and pepper, and that's it. That's what my crew likes. If you want, you could add rosemary. This is pork sausage, so anything that goes with pork, rosemary, sage, whatever floats your boat, you can put in here. Like I said, I just like to keep it simple. This was a spur of the moment dish when I created it, so that's what I stick with. So I've just added the apples. The potatoes are starting to get a little bit tender, but not quite where I want them. And as you can hear, I'll be quiet for a second. You can hear the little sizzle. I did add a smidge of water to the bottom, maybe a 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup. You can add water or some kind of broth, chicken broth if you have bone broth in the fridge, whatever you have available. I'm going to go ahead and replace the lid back on the pot and let it simmer for another 5 minutes, and then test the potatoes again. And here it is. You want to make sure that your potatoes are fork tender, and then I usually serve it up in a bowl. I just give a nice hearty scoop, or with some of these eaters around here a couple of scoops, and it's just so hearty and yummy. So I hope you've enjoyed this recipe and being here in the Hidden Farm Life kitchen. If you like this content, please subscribe, give us a like, and please share our channel. We're trying to grow our channel as much as possible. Obviously, I'm not a professional. Camera angles need to improve, lighting needs to improve, but we're here. We're enjoying what we're doing, and we hope you're enjoying it too. So until next time, thanks for joining us, and take care. Bye-bye.